Welcome to Collecting Consciousness, where we aim to capture the ever-expanding and evolving conscious creations that originate from the minds of fellow podcasters, strangers, dear friends, and loved ones.
In this podcast, we will expand on our inner wisdom and a coming home to self. From our conscious minds to yours, we welcome you to the Collecting Consciousness.
Welcome to this episode of Collecting Consciousness. And we're going to start off with some breathing to connect into the space together, to bring us into our bodies and into alignment and into our center. And a breath work that I like to do to achieve this is just deep inhales into the belly and then exhaling with the audible sigh to activate the vagus nerve, relax our nervous system, allow us to drop in. So we're going to do a couple breaths like that and just drop in together. And if you're listening, you can join if you're in a safe space to join, you could even join if you're driving. So we're going to start by inhaling deeply through our nose, letting that breath expand into the chest, allowing the chest to fill and become expansive, and maybe start to bring that breath into the top of your abdomen. And you're going to stop when you get to the very top of your breath, wherever that is, holding it here for just a moment, feeling a sense of calm, a sense of expandedness. And on the exhale, sighing it out. We're going to do that again. We're going to take a nice, sweet inhale through the nose, filling up the lungs, allowing them to expand, allowing them to become nice and big. Now dropping that breath deeper into the abdomen. Maybe you're going to the belly button, maybe lower, allowing the belly to soften, allowing that breath to really find its fullness. And once it gets to the top and you have reached that fullness in your body of this beautiful, fresh breath, allowing this breath to expand your energy field, we're going to let it all out with a nice sigh. One more time. Taking a nice big inhale, bringing the breath through the nostrils, filling up the lungs, allowing them to expand nice and full, softening the belly, allowing that breath to be the deepest breath you've taken today. Once you've filled your entire lung space and your abdominal cavity, allowing that breath to just seep into the tissues it surrounds. And then allowing everything to go. Now allowing the breath to return to its natural state. And then maybe just feeling the belly a little bit softer, the breath a little gentler, and our nervous systems a little bit more calm. Hmm. Hmm. And if you closed your eyes, you could gently blink them open when you're ready. Coming back into the space around you while maintaining this calm, peaceful presence.
And while we maintain this peaceful presence, I have now stepped in to do a intentional prayer for the collecting consciousness. Still keeping that breath of what it is that feels right for you, allowing your breath in and out. Once again, you can close your eyes or feel free to have them open while I state the prayer. Let us be guided with intention, with unconditional love, with expression of self. This is for our highest of good, our highest of alignment. to explore the expansiveness that is all around and within us. With love in our hearts, we welcome you to the collecting consciousness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to go into what the collecting consciousness means to us and what our intentions are for this podcast. I can start. So my name is Courtney, and we're going to get into selves a little bit later. But for now, we just really want to showcase what we have to offer. So Bethany and I have been going back and forth with creating a podcast for a little bit over a year, just like, oh, wouldn't that be fun? Every time we get on the phone with each other, we always have these really insightful conversations that lead us down these rabbit holes of what it is that is lighting us up this week. And every time we get on the phone, we just learn so much from one another, sharing different scopes of perspectives, also sometimes on the same scope. But really what we want to showcase is bringing love into life, allowing love to lead us, because love truly is unconditional. Love truly is a high frequency that we can be tapping into. It gives us compassion for self, compassion for others. So this podcast is going to be focused a lot about how to love self, how to love others. We're going to be tapping into different podcasts that are striking our attention, that are really lighting us up. We are going to be sharing wisdom that we feel can help you on your journey as it has helped us. We just want people to really tap into the power of who they are and know that there is a wisdom within us that can be shared and given out to all to help each other. So I'll leave that with that, and I'll pass it over to Bethany.
That was gorgeous. That was so gorgeous. Yeah, that was so perfect. Yeah, I don't really have much more to add to that. That was really everything you said was right on point, and that is the intention of this podcast. And it's to really have honest conversations on recording, because that's what we do. And we do share really deep personal truths that expand each other and hopefully can expand other people listening. And if at any time something doesn't jive with you that we're talking about, it's totally okay too. You can leave it where it is, because not everything that's out there in this world is for everybody. And we all have the sovereignty and the discernment to decide what is right for us and what's not. So if at any point anybody out there is listening to this and it doesn't feel good for them, that's okay. You can totally turn away and respect that opinion. So I don't have much else. I just hope that this is a great place that people can come and enjoy and listen and feel the organic nature of the conversations. Yeah, from a place of love. So
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
love that.
Thanks, Court.
Yeah, cool. Love it. Being intentional, making these intentional prayers, these intentional breathings allow us to kind of step in and truly step into that higher self, and that wisdom comes out. So,
Yeah.
it is flowing. That's the intention behind it all.
Yeah.
So I pulled cards yesterday while I was writing that prayer, and the cards that I pulled were celebration, communication, and devotion. And to me, yeah, those cards lit me up, because I felt that, yes, we are trying to communicate a message. We are trying to showcase our perspectives and allow that communication to come through. And it's time to celebrate, because we have been talking about this for a long time, and now we're starting to put it in action. So let us celebrate this, like this newness, this beauty that can be and that already is.
Yeah.
And being, and devotion is a word that has been sticking with me for quite some time. Being devoted to what it is that truly aligns within your soul. So that's, it feels like a full package in that: celebrate, communication, devotion. This is what we want to be devoted to: speaking our truths. We want to be devoted to stepping into self, and hopefully that can plant seeds for others to do the same, to just be in that self expression, honoring that truth that lies within you. So yeah.
Yeah. Nice. That's sweet. I'm feeling all those cards. I
Yeah.
definitely, I feel like this is a celebration because we have been
Yeah.
really talking about this for, I don't know, months. I mean, if not a year, of just,
Yeah.
we should record a podcast. After we get done talking on the phone, we should record a podcast. And then here we are. And we're such absorbers of podcasts that it
Mhm.
really feels full circle to have
Yeah,
now be putting our thoughts out there in the world for people to receive and hear. And it's like very,
definitely.
very cool.
It hits on a deeper level. It's like, but it's just like, I mean, I'll refer back to Deja Blue, who's one of my favorite um podcasters out there. And she, oh my gosh, brain fart. Sometimes when you
I
throw
think
that
I
at,
know. I think I know. She
okay, cool.
she started by just like simply talking in her bedroom, yeah, finishing each other's
Yes,
thoughts.
thank
And she
you, thank you.
and here she is like doing this huge podcast. Yeah. So I
Yes,
got
yes, you got me. Honestly, well, that's one thing with Bethany. Bethany has that inner knowing. She always
you.
can. You have done this multiple times with me, like catch already knowing what I'm gonna say. I'd be interested to look in your chart and see if you have that inner knowing
I
in
do.
your human.
Actually, I do
Yeah,
have that gate.
yeah,
I do have that gate because I do have that gate because I remember when I learned that I was like, oh, that makes sense. There's a lot
yeah.
of things
Because you're
that I
constantly.
have knowings about. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool. Well, as we kind of go into that,
Yeah.
let's do our self reflections of who we are. Um, like I'll let you lead.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
let you lead. Okay.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna do a little intro here of each of ourselves first, and then of each other, because that it's just kind of fun. And so it is really hard to talk about yourself. And I guess I guess uh I'm like, where do I start? Okay. So what I do for a profession is I am a nurse. Monday through Friday, I work as a nurse. Not in the hospital, out of the hospital now, but have done bedside for a long time. And the reason I bring that up is because although that is like my outwardly ego-based career, it is on a soul level something that I'm very passionate about, which is the human body. And so it's just the way that I found that to fit into my life in a career position at this point. But yeah, I am very passionate about the human body. I love learning about the human body. I love uh expanding the wisdom of the human body that we have. So that's a big chunk of my life. I do absorb a lot of information to deal with that. But I also, gosh, so yeah, I have a lot of practices that I do that involve that. Like I love food. I love eating good food. I love sourcing good quality food. I love being outside in nature, going for walks, just like, treating the body as right as possible. And let's see what else. I dig yoga. I dig meditation. I love listening to podcasts. Geez, I don't know. I'm like, what else about me? I'm trying to think of and who I am. I mean, I guess in my core essence, I am uh really trying to live a life of love every day. And that's really hard some days, just being human. And it takes a lot to stay in that alignment, surprisingly. So I guess every day is just a devotion to reflecting on how to be a better human in the next day or how to like step more into love in the next moment. So that's yeah, that's kind of what my essence is. because I'm a lover of all people. I hold a lot of space for a lot of people, and I do really appreciate all the colors of life, all the rainbows that people show up as, like every shape, form, idea, presentation. I really do hold a lot of space for that and for people to be who they are. So yeah, so I really dig that. Um and then
Girl,
should I share the fun fact about us? That
yeah, do it. What?
well, I'm
Which one?
married to
Oh,
Courtney's
right, right, right,
brother.
right. That's right.
Married
That's
to
right.
Courtney's brother. So her brother's my husband, and so Courtney's my sister-in-law. So we get to have
For a
that
long time.
special,
Yeah.
yeah,
We're
sister
we're
connection.
we call ourselves sisters.
Oh, sure. Sisters from the stars and on
Yeah. Love it.
it.
Love it.
Yeah. So that's a really fun fact. So yeah, I'm married to her husband, who's amazing. And we have a lot.
Married to her
I'm
husband.
married to her. I do that all the time. I'm married to her brother, who's my husband. And we just have a blast together, really. We're just like living life, enjoying life, you know, just trying to digest all the shit that life throws at you every day and
Mhm.
doing it together and super in love with each other. And we have been for a really long time. And I love seeing live music too. I should include that. That's huge.
I was going to be like,
Like,
Bethany, you're like the biggest music
yeah, I was
girl
like,
ever.
we love seeing live.
Banty Friday, by the way, we like
Yeah.
Banty Friday.
Yeah, Love Hall, Chili Peppers. Yeah, Courtney does her band tea Friday, so I thought I'd join in for this one. And so yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell, I guess. I'm gonna end it there.
Love it.
Yeah, that's really it.
I like when you said like you like all shapes, forms, like you really are an open space for people. You are a safe space for people, and you really love people from like my years of witnessing you from an unconditional space. So it's been fun to witness that love, and I'll get more into that when I do a deeper dive into who I think you are.
Nice.
Uh, but for myself, so I like you said, it is hard to put things into words when you have to describe yourself. For who I am a deeply empathetic soul. I have always been a sensitive soul who does love deeply, who sees life in a different way, and I pay attention to the subtleties of life and the subtleties of energy. So that has led me into my career base is I am a massage therapist, and my massage therapy career really jumps at the deeper dive of who I am. And I'm very thankful for my career because it has led me down a path of what I want to be the highest of alignment. And with massage, I learned that taking care of self is so important. So I really emphasize taking care of self. I emphasize reflecting, getting to know the inner world, the inner makings of who we are, why we do the things that we do. And that has led me just down the rabbit hole of energy healing, of connecting people deeper to something just the surface. So I just want to help as many people in this world. And this podcast has been luring in my mind. And it's something that I'm doing for me, but also for others, because I think it's just so important. For me, it's so important to truly get to know self, because that's we're human and we're in this experience. So truly getting to know yourself is the most important thing. So for me, I'm a music loving, hula hooping, yoga goer, nature lover. I am a fashionista, and that is like from birth. I can go into stories of being a fashionista since I was a little child. Short story. My mom would put me in my crib at night, and when she'd come in the morning, I would have shifted my crib to my dresser, and I'd be asleep with tights halfway up my legs. So this fashionista in me is from birth. I'd say from a past life, I was some sort of something. But yeah, no, who I am as a person is somebody who likes to connect on a cellular level. I like to question all things. I like to question myself. I like to question others. I like to know how people's souls work. I like to look at you through your soul.
Mm.
So for me, yeah, I am a deep soul who is here on this earth to see people, to see myself, and to use what I have learned to be more expansive in this earth. And how can I shift and raise the vibration even bigger? So that's my goal, is just to live in the highest alignment and showcase that to others, to hopefully plant seeds that others can be themselves without worries or doubts. So I think that in a nutshell,
You did a great
I'm
job.
leaving. Thank you. I
Also,
appreciate
you
it.
also came up with a new word,
Which,
cellular. Cellular.
yeah, I know. I was like, this
Cellular and
is,
soul together, which I really liked
yes,
it. I was like, whoa,
cool,
that's a cool fucking word. Cellular.
cool.
Yeah.
I
Sorry, I'm
like
in the
that.
new, I am gonna, the F-bombs come out. So I guess I have to say a disclaimer to anyone who has
Yeah,
sensitive ears. I respect the F word. And so that
me
word will
too.
come out of my mouth. And so it means so many things. And I really just like short little soapbox moment. Just if it hits you in a hard way, question that, because where did we originate bad words from? Like we need to look at the etymology of where did bad words come from.
Yeah.
I truly haven't figured it out, the core of where these bad words came from and when they got so bad that you couldn't even
Right.
say them because they all have a vibration and an expression. So I feel like leaving words out because they've been told they were bad. Like, I mean, we could say bread was bad. And then like, are we not allowed to like say bread anymore? You know, like it's just a weird
Mm-hmm.
concept to me. It's a weird
Well,
concept.
it's kind of like the constructs that get put onto people. So then we make these terms worse than what they are.
Yeah, yeah.
Moist,
Fuck
moist.
it.
Like,
Fuck it.
yes. But
Yeah,
you know what?
fuck it.
I am a cursor of words. So little explicit box down,
Yeah.
trigger warning, there will be explicit talk on this podcast. We I always like to say, because I like to say the word fuck and my parents get annoyed with it. And I always would say to my mom, I would be like, it's just a word, mom. Why are you letting it control you?
Yeah, totally. She
So
does.
fuck, fuck,
I
fuck.
know. I know. I always feel so bad when I say it in front of her. I'm just like, oh God, like, but I say it all the time. And then when I'm
Yeah.
around her though, I notice it more. I'm like, oh God, like I just said it again. Like it makes me feel
Interesting. It gets
bad.
heightened.
Yeah.
It's being, the frequency is being heightened.
Yeah. It makes me feel like really crass when I'm around her and I say it. But anyways, it's the one word, like, cause she says other bad words, you know?
Oh, for
Um,
sure. I think it could be it's also like generational, like which word, like, because I know there's certain words that are really harsh for people that grew up in the 70s and 80s. And then there's words that, in this day and age that we would find maybe more crass. And the younger kids are like, what are you talking about?
right, right,
So I
right.
think it's all generational and it's just shifting. But like you said, stepping in and like, okay, does it make you feel uncomfortable? Okay, lean into that discomfort. That's what growth is about, is leaning into the discomfort as much as it is painful.
Mhm.
When we lean into the discomfort, we break down constructs that allow you to be transformed in the end.
Yeah. Show up how you truly are. Bam.
Yeah, for sure. Love that. Yes. Back
Bam.
to being the expression of self.
Yeah. True,
Love it.
baby. All right.
Okay, so now do we want to go into explaining or doing our versions of self
Sure,
on the other end? Yeah,
sure,
cool.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right. You
So
want
I'll
me to
start with you.
you're
I'll
gonna
start with you if you
okay.
like. Um, so Bethany had talked about how she likes to live in love, and she truly is living in love. And sometimes we can think that maybe we're not doing the things that we feel that are important to us because we're harsh on ourselves, or we like, our critic can be of self. But I see Bethany, in the years that I've known Bethany, we're like 14 years in, 15 years in, And I have witnessed Bethany be a lover of self.
Mm,
When with the hugs that she gives, she deeply holds people and you don't even ask for it. I mean, like so you just feel it. Like it's just, you can feel the vibration that she is. You
mm,
know, she was at my house in the fall and I was having a hard day and she hugged me as she left and I melted into her. I felt her unconditional love. And
mm,
then she whispered to me, "Don't be hard on yourself." And but it's like, but that's a part of where she holds that deep love for people.
mm,
And I'll reflect back on another experience that Bethany's inspirational. And I think everybody is inspirational. I
mhm,
think there is wisdom in all forms of us. And when you truly just stop and just pay attention to the subtleties, you know, years ago, this is about 6 years ago now, maybe seven, we were we were at a concert and Bethany was just up by herself dancing in the show.
mm,
And I watched her dance so freely, so in her body, so in tune with self.
mm,
I was like, wow, I want to be like that. Like that felt so, I felt that. I felt her essence of who she is. And it's love.
mm.
It was love when I felt in my kitchen. It was love that I felt there. So yeah, Bethany is a lover of people. She's a lover of things. She loves food. You should watch this girl pull her hair back. She will pull her. One time I was like eating with her and watched her pull her hair back and I was like, oh yeah, I like I don't even know what I said, but I completely thought something different. And she was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to throw down this plate of food." Like she loves her food. She is a foodie and she is a damn good cook. I love watching Bethany step in the kitchen. Like I will go to her house in Maine and I let her do her thing. I mean, I'm an observer, so I can always step in and be like, "Hey, do you need help?" But I also know when people don't need help. And when I witness Bethany in the kitchen, her love gets put into her cooking. She really steps into this like nurturing, giving type of essence. She just wants people to feel comforted. She wants people to feel love and she just wants to give, like she gives her essence to people and it's something really fun to witness. And she's passionate. Bethany is a passionate soul and she likes to like dive deep into things. Like she's always going down a rabbit hole of something, whether to help self, to help others, to see things in a different scope. She's an ever learning type of person and yeah, she really lives in love. So it's been a fun thing to witness, watching her fiery energy in this world.
Sweet. I love it. That was sweet. Uh, I've had the privilege of, I think a true privilege of getting to witness you grow into this fully vibrant being that you're becoming. And like I got to know you from like baby, like 18 to 19, but not really knowing you so well, but like from the periphery. And I really feel like in the last like 4 to 5 years, really ever since we moved to Maine, like I've gotten to witness you just like really taking the taking the shit from your childhood, from your upbringing, and doing the work to really transform it and alchemize it into this like beautiful, blossoming, like totally you're just a vibrant soul. And you always were, and that's what you touched on. That's what you touched on. Sorry, you always were a vibrant soul that maybe like held back in certain areas, felt this way about, showing up in this way, felt reserved about showing up in this way. But I've really just seen you step into like owning every bit of yourself and to really look at all the skeletons in the closet, which are not easy to do. It's so not easy work to do, but it's so inspirational. It's so inspirational. And it like you're truly one of the only like humans of your time period that I get to personally know and see and grow, from the shit that they went through. Like, it's just been
Mhm.
such a cool thing to see. And gosh, you're just such a powerful healer. Like, you've just stepped, and I love that little story. Like, I just love that we've kind of, in a way, ignited that in you. And you, like, I remember when you discovered Reiki at our house, and me and Jonah were
Mm,
giving you a
mm.
session. You were already a massage therapist, but we and had done, I think, energy, your what's the therapeutic touch? I think
Oh
you were
yeah,
doing
healing
therapeutic
touch, healing
healing
touch,
touch at that time,
healing
but
touch.
like
Yeah,
when we exposed you to the Reiki, and then it's just like, I think ever since then, you've just like skyrocketed, and you got your first deck at our house. Like, I just feel
that's
like
right.
we've
Yes.
truly like I've seen you like truly blossom into this like super powerful, potent healer that trusts so much in the unknown and the unseen, which is really hard for, I think, a lot of people to do, but you really trust it and you really tap into it all the time. Um, and I also feel so inspired by you, and I just love being around you. You're silly, you crack me up. Like, you're always going to be a fun energy. We always do have so much fun together. Like, it's always
Yeah,
going to be just silly, and but also healing if it needs to be. Like, we're just gonna
definitely.
choo-choo, we're gonna switch directions if we need to, and we're just gonna be there for it. And I think that's just it's just been a really it's been a really heart fulfilling journey to be like your sister in this way,
Mhm.
in this lifetime. I feel truly honored, and just like, so it's just such a privilege, truly. Like, I gained like a really special soul in my life, and I just
Yeah.
feel so honored for that. And I just
It's
think that we're walking each other hand in hand, like all of us,
yes,
but
yes.
truly feeling it. Like, there's no like me tugging you, or you like,
No, it flows. It
it's
literally flows.
hand in hand. Yeah, it's just like this beautiful hand in hand, like how I picture all of us walking each other, around this
Mm,
earth together. So
yeah.
it's just like really that it's truly is that, and it's really sweet. And I mean, it wasn't always that. There were times that were like a little
Rocky,
yeah,
Rocky.
but it's cool
You
because
work through it. We
love
work
is in,
through.
yeah,
Yeah, love is in what?
the repair. Love is
Love
in
is
the
in the
repair.
repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's
It's
sweet.
it
Yeah.
is sweet, and it's sacred, it's reverent, it's something. It allows us to like show up as ourselves and being like, oh, this week, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z. Oh, this week I am integrating the ickiness, the stickiness that was of the pain I was feeling, or we allow ourselves to have a space to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued. And that, to me, that's one of the most important things in life for people, is to be seen, heard, and valued with
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I
Thank
love
you for
you.
that. I love
Yeah.
you. Yeah. It's a
So
fun journey. It's a fun journey. Like, yes, growth is sticky, it's painful, but it's also really beautiful too, because like you said, how like in our younger years, it was harder and muddled and there were rocky times. But when you start to like look at yourself and work on yourself, you break down, but you also have love for the parts of you that didn't know better
yeah.
in the past.
Yeah.
It's all about learning, it's all about growing, and the journey never stops. There's always something to be learning from, witnessing, but it's like love is in the repair. Also, just being gentle on ourselves, because we're human. We are in for this human experience. We chose this place, but we also are choosing to live in the highest of vibrations so that we can live in true alignment and to listen to the heart, because the heart is going to tell us and lead us.
Mhm.
So, and one thing I wanted to jump on or wanted to touch on is like, is yes, growth is difficult at times. But one thing I like to keep in the back of my mind is like, anytime I know that I feel this, there's like chaoticness, there's hardships, there's things that I'm kind of struggling with.
Mhm.
I have come on this earth and I can overcome anything that is like I can overcome, and we can all overcome. We're here to face the struggles.
Hmm.
And then B, there's times that I do this where I lose things, but it's going to come back to me. Um, oh, one thing I like to keep in the forefront of my mind is like anytime there's chaoticness, okay, yes, there's going to be chaoticness, but also there's beauty, there's transformation that's going to come.
Hmm.
So, if one thing, if I could say one thing, is that, when you are in times of looking at the skeletons in the closet or working through hardships or whatever, know that when you work on these things, you break down the things that no longer serve you, and you open yourself up to the newness, to the creation of truly what your soul wants.
Yeah. And like truly like speaking from experience as of recently, really recent, fresh, is just like also pay attention to the synchronicities that are truly presenting themselves in front of you. And it can be in like the smallest ways. And it could trace back to like months prior to whatever you're going through in that moment. But like just to like take a moment, zoom out, which is sometimes really hard to do, but just take a moment
Mhm.
to zoom out and really look at the big picture of how like truly life has guided you in this direction for a purpose, with the divine breadcrumbs along the way that you've been just sort of picking up. And so yeah, I think that's another really important thing to remember, like when you're going through times that you're confused about and you don't really understand, and you don't really know why you're going through them, or why me, or this isn't fair, whatever you're going through, just like take a minute to zoom out and really just feel like the divine guidance that is there and is infused in that scenario.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to add to that too, it's like zoom out, but also like m- j- uh rein in on your tools. What's
Hmm.
like, how do you stay in your body? Like breath work is a really good thing for staying in the body. Meditation is another thing that can help you along your journey, because we need to find our tools that help us in the ickiness of the journey to keep you sound, to keep you grounded.
And another one that I'm learning is, or that I have been doing but just like haven't realized, is curiosity. Just stay curious, because like the minute that you stop being curious about X, Y, and Z, it's like you're just going to be stagnant. So stay
Yeah, I like that.
curious, like just stay curious. Like if it means like surfing the web, reading a book, talking to a person, like just stay curious with your mind, because like those were great, body, spirit, and then mind. Stay curious with your mind.
Mhm.
Don't just
Mm,
accept if what is not feeling good, don't just accept it then. Find
right. Get curious
Be
about it.
curious.
Learn about
Yeah.
it. Learn
Be
about it.
curious.
Get to the depths, and that's how you get to the depths of what the soul really wants to let out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love that. That
That
was
was good.
fun. That was good. That was
Great.
good. Yeah, I love it.
Great. So, I guess I had a thought about, geez, it just left though. Anyways, okay. Just intention of the podcast going forward. I think, it will be a lot of me and you conversations, just so
Hmm.
people get the idea. But we're also going to bring on people that inspire us and light us up, and that also are curious and have also been on the journey with us in different various ways. And open to anybody that wants to have a conversation with us about anything as well.
Yes.
So,
Also open to suggestions if people want to like let
mhm,
us know things that interest them. We're gonna like things that we want to talk about. We're gonna be like reviewing
yeah,
podcasts. I like to read books, so like I will kind of be reviewing books that I've read. And me and Bethany are gonna be talking about integration of life, the things that we have helped us on our journey. We
mm,
want to talk about those things because hopefully it can maybe help you on your journey. So it's this podcast, again, it's about intentional love. It's about being intentional with life. And it's about sharing perspectives, seeing other perspectives, calling in other people, and just like witnessing the multifaceted of what life is. Beyond the veil and here in this 3D realm,
mm,
we want to cover all aspects, and we just want you guys to be so in tune with who you are that you know that there's the wisdom, that you feel the wisdom that's in you. That's what we want to like showcase, is that we all have this innate wisdom, this inner knowing, and we want to be a space that allows people to be seen as themselves.
Yeah. And collect consciousness.
Yes,
That's what
collect
we're doing.
consciousness. Yes.
We're just
Yeah, we
collecting
want
it,
to, yes, we want to
collecting it.
collect the knowledge. So
Mhm.
one thing, and we'll talk about this down in another episode, but me and Bethany are both, we like to geek out on human design,
Mhm.
and we are both projectors. And so projectors are meant to be these like deep thinkers, these ones that go down rabbit holes, and our projector minds just start flowing, and it's just so fun to get
Yeah.
into those type of things of what interests us in the moment. So yeah, that's there's a lot of good things to come.
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, is this it for
Yeah, I'd say this is gonna
episode
be
one?
the end. Yeah, maybe I
Intro?
could close out. Yeah, and I could do a little, maybe we could, is there anything you'd like to close out with? I could do like another little prayer because I
Yeah,
love
that's
doing
fine.
those.
Or do you want to pull
Yeah.
cards? Do you want to pull a
Oh
card
yeah,
for us?
I have
Yeah.
cards right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe pull
Okay,
like a card for the for let's tap into the collective consciousness of the listeners that will be listening
right.
to this episode, this podcast.
Happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness of self, happiness of life. You know, truly, we experience the full capacity of life. So there's, doesn't mean that there's not chaotic times, there's not problematic times, there's times of joy, there's times of expression, but truly, like, when can you look at your life and cut the bullshit, cut down what doesn't feel right, and allow yourself to really step into a place that is divinely you and true happiness within? And if happiness doesn't feel in your essence, how can you claim it? What can you do to claim your happiness? For me right now, doing this podcast is bringing joy and happiness because it's a way to reach people, to share ideas. So that feels good for me. So, how can you allow happiness into your life? Where can you, like I said, shed down anything that doesn't serve and allow out what is truly meant for you?
Love it. Love it. Sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was fun
Mhm.
as always.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so yeah, we're gonna end it out now. I'm I'm thinking though, I'm thinking that so next episode, we're going to be doing Bethany is going to choose a podcast for us to listen to. And then we're going to review that podcast. And then, you know, not only will we just be like reviewing a podcast, but wisdom will come up and we go on tangents. That's what we do. Like, we like to go down the rabbit hole. And again, being curious, we're very curious minded. So get ready for a review of a podcast, but also whatever is to come. It's we like to step into the energy of the moment. We like to step into the essence of the now, the present.
Mm,
So be curious as to what is to come,
yeah.
and be curious to the expansiveness, because expansiveness is all around us. And when we tap into that expansive energy, that expansive frequency, we allow ourselves to continually heighten who and what our purpose is for this earth.
Yeah. Amen.
Mm,
So
love
it
it.
is. I love it.
Cool.
Oh, well, thank you, everybody. I love you
Yes,
more.
thank you. I love you. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Thank
That's a
you to the
wrap.
podcast. It is a wrap. Where's our Dave Chappelle wrap it up
Yeah.
box? I
Nice.
like to reference. All right. Okay. Well, you have a wonderful day.